For over 1,000 years, Western civilization has been stuck in a dark age of sexual repression and misinformation. We get an oversexed overload from the media, but nothing in the way of honest, helpful, practical information on sex and how to do it right. That sucks, and I'm fucking sick of it. My name's JV Altheras, and I've spent a couple decades learning everything I can about how to have amazing sex and more of it. Not in a classroom like a lot of people who talk about sex. I learned it all in the gutter, right where Mom told me I'd end up. It's my mission to bring an end to the sexual dark age with brutally honest talk and education on all aspects of sex and sexuality, in an atmosphere that will keep you entertained without treating you like an idiot. Shara and I are not doctors. Certifiable, perhaps, but not certified in any way. And that means we don't have to talk about vaginas and penises to maintain academic credibility. You got a problem with a vagina? Call a gynecologist. You want to learn more about pussies and cocks and how to make them happy? You've come to the right place. Welcome to episode 64, which opens, only I get the visual on this, to Shara licking the microphone.
What can I say?
So it's been a while since our last show.
It has.
We had the most wonderful trip last week to Cancun, Mexico.
I'm telling you, everybody should go at least once.
Yes, we decided to partake of the Swingset Takes Desire trip, which was the best decision we've made this year, possibly for the last couple of years. It was an absolutely amazing trip.
It was amazing. And when I say amazing, amazing. I'm still on cloud nine with how amazing it was.
So many amazing, intelligent, sexy people to hang out with.
I mean, I couldn't get over how many nerds. Sexy nerds.
That's right, baby.
I know. I was loving it.
We had some fantastic conversations, like, 3 o'clock in the morning, there's only a dozen people left in the hot tub, and we're sitting around, talking particle physics.
Naked. Woo. I mean, sexy nerds that, because that's my thing. I just,
Well, there was a moment for me, that was, I think I tweeted it. We're sitting around in the hot tub, and Cooper is talking philosophy, basically, and he just goes, so everybody understands Schrodinger's cat, right? And everybody in the hot tub's like, yeah, go on. And normally, that is where you would have to stop to explain to someone. And it was just so exciting that in such a diverse group of people, you could just roll right through that.
Now, you better spell it for everybody. So there are some people who are going to go, well, okay, now I got to go look this up.
Okay, so basically, I can't believe you're making me explain this on our show. So the concept behind Schrodinger's cat is that essentially some things only become a reality when they are observed. Mm-hmm. So you lock the thought experiment, Schrodinger's thought experiment is you lock a cat in a box with a vial of poison gas that may or may not go off. So while the box is while the box is closed, the cat is both dead and alive, and you don't know which until you observe.
Well, I said spell it, and you explained it all. Thank you very much.
Oh, spell it. Well, fuck, that would have been way easier.
I know.
SCHRO_DINGER_S, cat.
As in pussy. Cat.
Not sure how much of that Schrodinger got, but he should have gotten plenty. He was a smart guy. Well, no, so I know we may have mentioned this on the show before, but the Swingset Takes Desire trip, this was the 3rd or 4th annual trip. Anyway, the Life on the Swingset crew got us along with, it was a total of 80 couples, so more than half of the rooms in the resort were booked with the Swingset crew. And they just did, the Shar Travel did a fantastic job of keeping everything organized. We had awesome events. We had so many fun, sexy times. And the resort itself was just spectacular.
It was an awesome, awesome experience. And I know that Coop was the one who kind of started the whole thing. But I'll tell you, the whole Swingset crew, awesome. It was great to meet them in person. It was such an amazing experience.
Yeah, so the idea behind this episode, and we intended to do this actually a couple of days earlier, but we just wanted to kind of ramble on about some of the experiences we had while we were down there, while they were still fresh in our heads. Now, you may hear us pausing or stumbling over our words, and that is because the names must be changed to protect the guilty.
And I might be drooling every now and then. Not one moment there was a negative. Yeah. I mean, when you go on a vacation, many, many times there's a moment that you go, oh, why did that have to happen? Or a sad moment or, whatever. But here it was just from beginning to the very end was just an awesome experience.
Well, part of it was the fact that we just had the most incredible, eclectic group of people who were all kind of into different things. I mean, not everybody was there to swing.
Right.
Certainly not everybody ended up playing with others.
I always play nice with others.
Yes, you do.
I believe that is a golden rule, that you should always play nice with others.
But no, everybody was so open. And this is something I've been kind of struggling with, or not struggling with, something I've been rolling around in my head for the last few days. And I think it felt like, in hindsight, coming full circle with the internet. Okay? It was like we were on the internet, but in person. And some people might say, well, isn't that just like not having the internet? But no, it's not. See, we were with people in person. We were on for the most part, first name basis with people. I mean, we traded last names and contact information with some people that we connected very well with. But for the most part, we were just JV and Shara. And everybody else was just, we knew mainly by their first names. And I think there's a little bit of liberation in that, and everybody was just so open to talking about, everything about from their sexual interests to the things that keep them up at night. There's just this constant, flowing 7-day dialogue with whoever was around you. And it was an incredible experience.
No wonder I'm still so tired. I mean, I don't think we really slept. We did get caught up on some much needed rest, but honestly, not a lot.
Yeah, there was the one night I slept for 9 hours. Most of the other nights it was 3 to 3-ish. Yeah, right hours.
But I mean,
we had a schedule to keep.
Well, I know, but one of the things that I found to be extremely awesome was that the minute you arrived there, they greet you with champagne or mimosa, and and immediately it was like you entered into vacation land. Yes. And the other thing that I found to be extremely awesome was no one there. I'm telling you, I'd be amazed if one person went back to their room and they spoke with each other. I believe that no one judged anyone there. That's how open this whole group of people, which is very difficult to do.
Yeah, you go to a couples only clothing optional resort. You're not. Well, I mean, we certainly weren't sure what to expect. It's our first time. I mean, it's certainly not our first time going out to play with others, but it was our first time going to a clothing optional resort.
And I certainly did not know what to take. I will tell you that. Even though Ginger said, shoes. Now I know. Lots of sexy shoes. Lots of sexy shoes. And what was the other thing that they said? Oh, sarongs. Lots of sarongs. So
yeah, but we got to get you some sarong tying practice because you did not find any ways to tie that you were real comfortable with.
Correct. So, but it really didn't matter at the end of the day because I hardly ever wore clothes. So.
But yeah, it was like Narnia with naked people. I mean, it was like stepping into a different world.
It was.
We blocked the real world out almost entirely for 7 days, which was an amazing experience just by itself. Nobody turned on a television. They'd bring us. I
know, a whole week, TV.
They'd bring us USA Today. I didn't even want to read it. Like, what the fuck do I care what's going on all the way up north there?
I mean, but really,
people take care of their own shit for a week.
Really, one of the things that you and I do to relax together is we'll watch a program on TV or something, and not once did we have a desire to turn on the TV. Not once.
Well, we were too busy partying or fucking all week.
I know, it was great.
Yeah, it was a great week.
It was. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
It was awesome. I'm still pinching myself because I just can't believe that this whole experience happened. And when you think back, it all goes back to Coop.
Yep.
Cooper, thank you very much if you listen to this episode, and I hope you do, because really, you did an awesome job. And like you said, Jim, Shar Travel, they did an awesome job. And I know his wife couldn't be there, but he had a lovely assistant, Nicole, there for most of the time. I think she left on Monday.
Yeah.
But she was very, very helpful in getting things done. And, and if you, the swing set was like if you're feeling shy or unattended, let them know.
Well, and that was one of the great things. And Damien brought this up. A little bit of a spoiler, not really a spoiler, but a little bit of a heads up for the audience. While we were down there, we recorded an episode of Ending the Sexual Dark Age on the swing set. So we got together and kind of co-hosted, and audience discussion group
Mm-hmm.
with the people who were there. So that will be the next episode that gets released. Both the Swing Set and us are releasing our own episode about desire. Theirs was recorded down there, but we were just a little too busy partying to really record a separate episode while we were down there. But yeah, so the Swing Set crew was great in setting a tone that included everybody.
Yes.
You know, they reached out if they saw people on the, you know, kind of on the fringes, you know, looking like they weren't sure what they were doing or what was going on. You know, they try to draw them in, and that was contagious.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and after we'd been there for a few days, everybody was kind of doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And as Damien said, and we'll find out if I'm quoting him right with the next episode. There was a very BDSM like ethos of, you know, my thing is not your thing, but that's okay.
Right.
And there was just a tremendous amount of inclusiveness,
Mm-hmm.
and it was one of the most unusual and rewarding things that I have ever experienced with a group of, you know, borderline strangers.
I know it was fun, and it was amazing, and well, you know, you and I talked about the fact that I wasn't sure if I was going to get naked because the stress of the business and the gaining of some weight, and even though we were working on losing it, and I was like, I don't know, you know, and you're like, that's okay, whatever happens, no big deal. We're just there to have a good time and enjoy each other's company. And I don't know, I think you know, had me pretty well set with 5 Bloody Marys by the 5th one because I don't drink.
Oh, yeah, because I was pouring them down your throat, right? She'd say, hey, don't you stand between me and the bar.
I did not.
Yeah, you
did
would
not.
have. I think I need another drink, master.
Well, the Bloody Marys went down very well, and then the clothes went off very well.
Well, and it's easy to be intimidated by something like that, which
Yes.
is kind of what we were originally talking about. You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's we both walked in there. You know, we're both heavier than we like to be, so we were feeling self-conscious walking in the door, and really, you know, seeing Cooper up on that runway. You know, we walk through the main doors into what's called the lobby bar area.
And there's his ass right in my face.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Is shaking his ass up on a runway, wearing nothing but a top hat and rainbow knee socks, and a feather boa. And we're like, we're home. You know, so we went from, we're not sure how comfortable we're going to be to why did we bring all these clothes in about 5 minutes.
I certainly brought too many clothes. Next time, it'll be more of a toy case and less of the clothing.
Well, yeah, next time we'll know much more what to expect.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we had butlers.
We had butlers.
We had butlers, and they were awesome.
Oh, they were awesome. I think I may have shared Jorge's picture because he was awesome.
We had two great butlers.
Yeah,
One of
Raphael.
our butlers, Jorge. Shara's panties were dripping from the minute.
I wasn't wearing panties. They were gone. But okay.
She'd already used her panties to dry off her inner thighs. So yeah, Jorge was a good-looking guy.
He was smooth.
He was all like grade A Latino machismo. He was smooth.
He was smooth. Yeah. I mean, and I was okay with that, you know, because, yeah. Let me take your picture. Sure, no problem. I'm going to post it on Facebook so our friends can see. Are you okay with that? Oh, sure, no problem.
Yeah, so, I mean, basically 24 hours a day, we could pick up the phone. Now, I should say, we decided to shoot the works and go for the Passion Suite, which is the highest level of service in the place. And it was not cheap, but it was also our first vacation in 13 years. So we decided we deserved it, and we were right.
Well, I wanted you to have a really good time, and I wanted you to be spoiled because you work so hard. I'm not saying I don't work hard, but the physical labor that you go through for our business is phenomenal, and I wanted you to be spoiled. So
well, and it worked. I mean, like 24 hours a day, pick up the phone. Yes, can you send our butler up, please? 5-10 minutes later, butler's there. What can I do for you, sir?
And the cabana, we had our own cabana.
Oh, yeah, we had our own beach bed.
Yeah.
We got priority reservations in the restaurants. So a lot of nice perks came with that Passion Suite.
But
having the room to throw a party in, though, was probably the biggest perk.
Yes, because we tried to attend every single demo that Life on the Swing Set had, and there was just one day that we went for a massage that we couldn't make.
That's why we were late for the podcast. Those of you who also listen to the Swing Set, the reason Shara and I walk in the middle of their episode and they said hello to us is that we were coming back from a massage.
But anyway, one of the demos that we went to, I have to say, Ophelia did an awesome job too, because she just loves to teach. And
yes.
It was beautiful to watch her get so into teaching other people who might question something about the dildo, which of course, near and dear to my heart are dildos, and any kind of toy that she happened to be holding at the time, she was more than glad to share and teach, and she'd walk around and show everybody. And if you had questions, feel free. And she did an awesome job, which I don't think it was her job to have to do that, which makes her even more awesome. But
oh yeah, no, she did it because it's her nature.
yeah, it's her nature, and just awesome. But anyway, we decided to offer a demo as long as Swingset was okay with that. And they said, no, go ahead. So we decided to hold a demonstration about floggings. Right? Was it just flogging? So it was.
Yeah, it was champagne and flogging.
Champagne and flogging, yes.
Yeah.
So we call our butler and we say we're gonna, have a demo, and so we'd like to have some champagne in the room. And so I was thinking, maybe 5-10 people will show up. It was like 33 people, which the room was big enough, but it was tight area.
Yeah, it was a tightly packed crowd. It was difficult to swing a flogger in there, I'll tell you that much.
It was great to have so many dominants and domains there to share their experiences, and Ginger, who is a switch, and sharing, kind of both sides of the fence.
Well, yeah, and that was one of the fun parts, is that there were a lot of great quotes, and Doctor and Sexy Thing live tweeted. If you go to @Doctor and Sexy Thing on Twitter, or anyone listening to this would do well to check out the SS Desire hashtag and look at all tweets, because Coop said there were 600 and some tweets from the week.
Right.
And a lot of great photos, a lot of great quotes, and he was live tweeting a lot of the demos.
He was great. I was thinking, oh, that poor guy, he's working on vacation. Here we are having fun. And then I find out he wasn't working at all. He was tweeting everything that everyone was saying. So awesome couple.
Yeah,
like I said.
Yeah, we did a flogging demo that lasted a couple of hours. I got to beat on you a little bit. And then Duncan was kind enough to lend me his submissive, so that we could do a little bit more thorough demo. Shara had already had her ass beat fairly thoroughly by this point in the week, so we did some of the light work on her, and then switched somebody else out who hadn't taken quite the same amount of beating. But so many excellent questions from the audience. The interest level was really kind of staggering. When we went to that toy show and tell. I took a couple of floggers, and I took the light duty violet wand, and then Duncan brought his floggers and a bunch of his toys, and we were really the only people who brought any kinky stuff, And at that point in the week, we hadn't really identified the other kinky people yet.
Frank brought some things too.
Oh, did he bring to the show and tell?
I think so.
Okay.
We could ask him, but I'm pretty sure he did. But the interesting thing was how many people from the swing set who really had never had a chance to understand maybe what the BDSM part of it was, or to see it in person, were able to come to the demo and see. And then we decided to host a
play party.
And of course, there's this whole joke that Ginger started about a cheese plate. And
never bring a cheese plate to an orgy, because who wants to make out with cheese breath?
No. She said that it had more to do with, yes, you bring a cheese plate, but she said, the only thing is about bad breath, and you're going to be playing and stuff like that. So she made me think, what else could we do besides cheese? So, of course, we called the butler again for this play party, and champagne and Captain Morgan's and vodka.
I think this was my call to the butler, and there is a photograph up on Twitter of the spread that the butler's laid out for us. So we decided we're gonna have a party. So housekeeping would come through the room between 3 and 5 usually, but we wanted to make sure it happened earlier that day. So we called down there. I think it was Raphael was working days that day. Our other butler, listen to us. Oh my good man. So it was like, okay, we're having a fairly large party in the room tonight, so we need some Coke, some Sprite, a bottle of vodka, a bottle of rum, a couple of cheese plates,
I wanted the fruit plate.
Yes,
because
and a couple of fruit plates for you.
That's thanks to Ginger. She made me think, what else could we have that we could easily put our hands on, and people like finger type food, and so she made me think about it. That wasn't just cheese, so I asked for the fruit. So yeah.
Yeah, so they put out this awesome spread.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, we walk back in the room and it's already all set up for us. I mean, they took such good care of us there.
They did.
Such good care.
They did. They did. It was just awesome. And I just urge everybody, taking a vacation is expensive. No matter what you do, you have to put money out for a vacation. And I think it's the way Ginger calls it, it's sexation. Am I right? Am I saying it right? Sexcation. And I'll tell you, if you're in a relationship and you can't get away, or you do get away, but you've got the kids or whatever, try to get away. And if it's desire, and if you get a chance, Swingset Desire, you don't have to play with other couples. You do what you want to do. You don't have to play with other couples. But the experience of being with each other and having that time alone, because we had a lot of time alone.
Oh, absolutely.
We had some great times alone, and you
came 50 times before we left the hotel room every morning.
I did. Oh, that xylophone. So,
and that's Shara's first uncontrolled blush of the episode.
But honestly, if I could urge anybody, we're going again in April. Yes. For a shorter stay, and then we're going to go again next year in November.
Yes, we are already booked for the 2015 trip in November.
And what's the dates again? Do you remember?
That is November 7th to 14th.
Yes.
And we may be hosting our own group that same week. We're trying to work out the logistics.
So anyway, I urge you, start saving now. You don't have to have a passion suite, because believe me, everybody there, we're all having a good time. You don't have to have the passion suite. And yes, it's a little bit more costly, but start saving now and say, I deserve this, because you do. If you're listening to this show, you deserve it. Take the time and look it up and schedule it. And if you need information, contact JV or I, and we'll get you the information that you need. But I'm telling you, this place is unbelievable. And I have never, ever, ever experienced such a great vacation. And I've had some awesome vacations. But
well, and it's important to say, I think, that there were many people there who had been to Desire many times.
Yes.
And they all said that it was very different with this group. There was more of a sense of community. And I think it was Duncan who said, we were a micro society. We were like a little pop-up society, and everybody took care of each other. There was somebody there who was in a wheelchair, and he wanted to hang out up at the hot tub, and 4 people would grab the wheelchair and carry him up 3 flights of stairs to the hot tub.
Yeah,
and
he was great.
There was no question about it.
Yeah.
You weren't going to let somebody fall behind or fall down and not get picked up. It was a spectacular experience.
Yeah, it was. Like I said, I was a little self-conscious because, I wasn't at what I wanted to be at in terms of my weight by the time we were able to go. Even though we have both lost weight, it wasn't toned, and I haven't lost enough. It didn't matter. I mean, when we were originally going, I wasn't not going to go, but I was a little nervous, and everyone was so welcoming. And just awesome. And
well, it was a bunch of regular people who happened to be naked. It wasn't a bunch of supermodels and athletes.
Yeah. And it was great when they saw they had this necklace that you make your own necklace, the beads and all that. And so we did JV and Shara so people would know our names.
Our
porn names, as he calls it. And then we had our real names because, it's only fair that everybody knows what your real name is when you're out there. But it was like, we're sitting there and we walk into the restaurant, and this one listener, and I didn't know she was a listener, they walk in with us, and we're the first 2 couples to walk in, and she said, "Where's the bell?"
Everybody loves the bell.
Not everybody. I'm sitting here.
Almost everybody. Everybody minus one.
And I said, well, we don't have that bell. We brought another bell that one of our listeners sent to us. Ring bell for sex, and I love that bell. And then the xylophone, of course. So she has this cute giggle. She has this contagious laugh, and so she started laughing. She said, "You guys changed my life forever." And so mind you, she started listening to our podcast first, but became part of the swing set. So that's kind of amazing to me, because that's how much she was able to let go of herself and be what she wanted to be and what her desires were was awesome to me. And I literally have goosebumps right now talking about it, because she was just, her and her husband both, I think it's her husband. It could be a boyfriend, but I'm pretty sure they're married, but they are a beautiful couple. And she said, you changed my life, forever. She said, I could just kiss you. And I said, well, kiss him. And so she did. And her husband said, yes, you changed our lives forever.
That was, all the wonderful kissing we did last week. I mean, we
great kissers there.
Yeah, we certainly made some new friends. We certainly had some sex with some of our new friends, but I mean, mostly we were hanging out with everybody.
I'd say 30 hours in the hot tub at least.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
At least.
The hot tub is so glorious.
The hot tub was the gathering. We had a hot tub in our suite, but honestly, you don't need that because everybody is in the hot tub.
Yes, the
up
giant
on the roof.
Rooftop hot tub with a bar.
Yeah.
It was so the days were, wake up and have breakfast and, lay out on the beach or go swimming in the ocean or whatever. None of the swing set events started before 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody was just kind of tooling around on the beach or, hanging out by the pool or whatever during the day. 4 o'clock, it was time for hot tub happy hour. If you weren't up at the hot tub by 4, you probably were not going to get a great position and you're going to have to spend a lot of time waiting for drinks. So hot tub from 4 until 7. And then leave, go get dressed for dinner. That was the funny thing. You spend all day naked and then you put clothes on really for the first time at dinner. Because the only places you have to wear clothes are in the front office, which you never are at unless you lose your key after you check in, or in the restaurants.
Which that didn't happen to us once.
Yes. Yeah, so I didn't walk out of the room without the key.
And I'm like, I was going back in, remember? You were going to go do something, and I was going to go back in the room, and somehow I came out the door before you and you closed the door. I'm like, do you have the key? And you're like, no, I don't. But I think we were just in such la-la land, you just, who cares,
Yeah, so you're basically naked all day long. And then you finally have to put clothes on to go have some dinner. Because you have to wear clothes in the restaurants. And then you finish up dinner and probably hang out for a while with whoever you had dinner with. And most people there was always like a dance, or there was the disco, and then there was the theme night that was going on at the lobby bar. So there was always entertainment at the lobby bar in addition to the disco. And then by say 11 or 11:30, everybody's back up at the hot tub for the late show.
Yeah, and then you're there till the end of the evening, and everybody gets a robe in their room. So a lot of people just would bring their robes up at the end of the evening, and you get out of the hot tub and you go back to your room and whatever. So it was phenomenal, and I just cannot say enough about one, Swingset, awesome people, and very caring and giving people, and they're constantly, I mean, mind you, they're on vacation, but they're working, but you'd never know that they were working because they're a class act, and just such a great time, and the opportunities of learning different things and learning about different people, all of it was just beautiful.
Well, it felt like after everybody settled in a little bit, by the second or third day, and this was our first time there, so we were meeting a lot of people for the first time.
Right.
Even the Swingset crew,
right,
who we knew, I mean, we've known them for years, but we've never actually hung out in person before,
right.
So I mean, and we got to know them very quickly in person. They were a fantastic group of people to hang around with. Mm-hmm. We just tried not to monopolize their time.
Right.
But once everyone started getting to know each other, everybody was just so prepared to have honest conversations. Mm-hmm. And that was the nakedest I've ever been for a week since I was a little kid. And we hardly ever talked about sex. I mean, we had plenty of sex, and the atmosphere for experimentation was great. And I would say to anyone who is thinking maybe they want to try non-monogamy, Desire, at least with the Swingset group, is a great place to do that, because you can hang out in the hot tub and you can play a little bit of grab ass, and if you want to kiss somebody, just ask. Because mm-hmm. I didn't ask to kiss anyone and get turned down, and nobody got turned down when they asked me for a kiss, and that was pretty much par for the course. We were all just, it was not quite free love, but it was, free loving, I guess.
I think that important thing is, if you go as a couple and you choose to go, is to set the ground rules, which I believe Swingset does a good job of, talking about that. To set the ground rules as a couple. We went in and we were like, okay, if we don't have sex with another couple or whatever, that's okay, because we're our main thing is to get away as a couple and to have a good time. Kissing other people, are you okay with it if somebody asks me? And are you okay with it if somebody asks me? So we were both okay with that. But everybody was also very respectful. They didn't, they always asked. They didn't just go and grab. They asked. And so you have the opportunity to say no if that's not, what you want.
Yeah, and even if you just want to play a little kissy in the hot tub and then go back to the room and take it out on each other, that's great too.
Yeah.
So it's...
but it's good to set those limits.
Oh, absolutely.
If there are limits, what are they? And, but you could not experience a better opportunity than to be with Swingset at Desire, because it was just so loving, caring, and everyone there was not one person there that wanted to step in and onto your space. They were all very, very respectful. And one couple there, I got to tell you, they would dress up every night for the dinner and for the dance, and they just were awesome dressers. Are you
talking about the ones in the...
Damien.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Beautiful.
Fantastic
oh my gosh.
Costumes. Because Angelica.
Yes, and they had theme night every night, and we really didn't get wrapped up to it because we had never gone before. But now that we've gone, I would tell people, you know what, do it, because it's just a chance to really get into a whole different
you don't
mind.
Miss out if you don't dress in the theme, but it's an opportunity to have some fun with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really a good opportunity all the way around. But I could not tell anybody more than I have tonight. The experience is unbelievable, and if you have a chance, it changes you for the better. I mean, it really does.
Oh, we decompressed so much.
We did,
and we turned a lot of corners actually.
Mm-hmm.
There was the comfort level was so high for so long. The first picture of JV Altheros got posted on Twitter, and that almost happened accidentally. We're sitting at one of the restaurants, and she's like, "Oh, let me take a picture of you. You look nice in your hat." I decided to try out hats on this trip. I've never been a hat guy, but I was going to the tropics.
Look good on you.
And I have lily white Northern European skin, so a hat was called for.
White.
Then I realized I could use it as signage. So so for the whole trip, I was taking index cards and writing shit on them and wearing them in my hat with a sign. And we got a lot of mileage out of those signs.
Yeah, so the first one was Shara's shy, ask her for a kiss or something like that.
Yeah, well, they set up a speed meet and greet.
Yeah,
it was not really speed dating because it wasn't really dating. So you had 2 minutes to talk to each other couple, every other couple that signed up for it. And out of like the 80 couples on the trip, like 33 showed up for the event.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a lot of intense conversation that was on a very compressed timeline.
Mm-hmm.
So Shara was, still feeling a little bit self-conscious, and I was trying to loosen her up a little bit.
I hadn't had 5 Bloody Marys
like
yet. I only had 2 Bloody Marys.
So I put a sign in my hat that said, "Please ask Shara for a kiss. She's feeling shy today." And before we left that meet and greet, you kissed, 40 people?
Well, there's... maybe.
Yeah, a lot of the girls kissed you, too.
Yeah, like I said, there was not a... there was not a bad kisser there, I'll tell you that. They were all very good kissers. I'll tell you, it's like practice, okay.
Yeah, so we got so many great experiences on that trip. So I stopped giving a fuck if anybody recognized me on the internet.
Yeah.
Which is so if you're curious what I look like, feel free to go to either my Facebook or my Twitter, and you will see a picture of me. Because I did stop giving a fuck. We were sitting in the restaurant. Like I said, she's taking a picture of me going, "Oh, you look nice in your hat." And then she's like, "Oh, let me post this on Twitter." And we both stopped for a second and looked at each other.
I said, hell.
Yeah. Like, we've never done this before, but it's like there was no hesitation. Like we thought about it for a second. Yeah, fuck it, whatever. We come back, and my dad and my stepmom pick us up at the airport, and we decide to go out for dinner afterwards. And, we come out to them about the podcast, which they are fairly conservative folks. So, I mean,
I love them.
I
love
me
them
very much. They want nothing more than me to be happy and free, but they are still at their core fairly conservative folks. So that was a little bit dicey, but we did that anyway. Like, fuck it. We did not come out as swingers, mind you, but we came out as sex educators with a podcast, which in their world is,
Well,
something.
I mean, that is really what we're about. And I couldn't help myself because I don't know why I decided to open up into that whole arena with them. But, I love your
Well,
parents so much.
I think it's because you were coming off of a week of not having to filter yourself.
Probably true. Yes.
Not worrying that you were going to be judged for anything that you said.
And a lot of it for me is, because somebody posted, okay, now we want to see a picture of Shara. And at some point I probably will. But I do a lot of the meeting of our customers and we, certain things that we do. So I'm kind of a little bit more hesitant to do that. But
whenever you're ready.
I know. But at some point I probably will. But anyway, I love your parents. They are great people, and they care about you so much that I just think it's, it was awesome to have that conversation with them. And again, didn't feel judged at all.
Yep.
They were very open.
We both became certified scuba divers.
Yes.
That was unexpected. We just made that decision kind of at the last minute. So that was fun. We'll be doing that again.
Yes, and one of our listeners came along too, and
yes, somebody from the audience was out scuba diving with us, which was cool. That was one of the nice things. We have not just enough crossover in our audience that there were. I mean, it was the Swingset audience, right? Mm-hmm. But there were plenty of people who also listened to our show,
right?
So there were a couple of times like I'd come around a corner and say hello to somebody, because that was the way you would tell if they were part of our group was if they were wearing the name necklaces, which are just genius, and you can tell Shara Travel runs trips for naked people all the time. So you just wear a necklace with beads that have your name, so you can tell who the hell everybody is. Yeah. Because you certainly are not wearing a shirt or a name tag. But so I came around a corner and just said hello to somebody, and he was like, "What podcast is yours?" I know that voice.
Who could not know that voice?
Well.
But anyway, it was unbelievable, and really wish we could have met Dylan. And his wife.
Dylan ended up staying back at home. He had other things. He had two things to choose between, and he made an honorable choice, but we missed having him there.
Yes. So, but everybody else, and it was just.
Yeah. So you got to see your first vanilla orgy.
Yes,
on the trip.
I did.
Lots of kinky play parties, but never a vanilla orgy before. So how was that for you?
I was nervous at first because I didn't know what to expect, but they were an awesome group of people. So it was, it was great. And I did love the hair pulling, Cooper. I loved watching your hair get pulled. I have to admit, it's still one of my favorites. And
yes, the rest of the story is Cooper's to tell, but we did get to watch Cooper getting his hair pulled.
Yeah, I'm sorry if I should have said something a little later on down the line, but I got to tell you,
I don't think Cooper would mind.
That's one of my favorite moments. And he is so awesome and so emotional in terms of how much he loves what happens at Desire and what it does for the good that it does for people, that he, it really becomes very emotional about it.
Oh, yeah.
Him and Ginger both. And, it's obviously dear to their heart, and I'm getting goosebumps again because really they just,
Well, it's like at the flogging demo. Ginger was helping manage questions from the crowd.
Yes,
which
she
was
did.
hugely helpful.
Yes.
I did a basic demo of technique and safety items, but we had several. We put on the event listing, because they were kind enough to put it up on the main event schedule.
That was nice of them. Yes.
Kinky people, bring your floggers. So we had several other dominants come out of the woodwork. And that was our demo was kind of where the already kinky people all got to know who we were. So that kind of opened up a little group and opened up a conversation.
Watching one dominant teach a couple of newbies that aren't in the lifestyle how to do the rope.
Yep. Yeah, we got to one of the guys there was very very fond of rope, and he did a couple of rope demos. He did a couple of
just
scenes
beautiful
in our
work.
room,
Yeah.
And then he was teaching some rope work.
Mm-hmm.
We got to see several people got their very first spankings in our room. That was nice.
That was very nice.
I got to deliver a couple of full-on floggings, which I really did. I mean, I knew I was going to get to flog you on the trip, but I did not necessarily anticipate that I was going to be able to deliver full-on floggings to other people we were going to be playing with on the trip. That was very nice.
I had no doubt that was going to happen.
Well, I try not to get my hopes up.
It's the nerd in me. I knew it was going to happen. You do a very nice job with flogging.
Well, thank you.
You do. So
happy to bring it out to the wider audience.
And it was just I mean. I know I've said this probably several times already tonight. start saving the money. And we'll let you know if we're able to work it out where we're able to do Ending the Sexual Dark Age along with Swingset in terms of booking some rooms. But
yeah, we're trying to get the resort to break off a block of rooms for us for next year so that we can. Yeah, I mean, obviously everyone listening to our show is welcome to go, but the Swingset trip sold out in like June last year.
And you know, if you get a chance, start saving your money and go. And like I said, you don't have to have the Passion Suite. You know, it's more expensive. You don't have to have that. And you know, start looking for flights. And you know, like we did Spirit because I'm able to really work on getting a good rate with
right. Well,
Spirit.
we were able to get a nonstop flight, which is also a big deal.
Yes,
I mean, there were a lot of folks. Like we are both very averse to layovers and changing planes and that sort of thing. I mean, I it's almost always worth the extra money in my mind to take a nonstop flight.
Right. But we got a good price.
It's not always an option depending on what airport you're flying out of either.
True. But I always have the fear of losing luggage. You know, definitely don't want to lose my toys. But
oh, yeah, that was another thing. We decided, you know, we had many conversations. Neither Shara or I had traveled internationally before. So we had many conversations about what to take. You know, like we did not know what to expect from customs coming into Mexico. We know they have some very strange laws down there. You know, like if you carry a pocket knife, you do 10 years in prison for a Swiss Army knife. You know, there's and it's another country, so you want to be conservative. So we decided not to pack the aluminum or stainless steel paddles.
Stainless steel flogger.
Yep, and we did not take the stainless steel flogger because we figured, well, you know, basically, coming through customs, there is a legitimate argument to be made that that thing is a weapon.
Right. So
we decided to forego it. So we get down there and we're like, okay, I wonder, you know, we got this giant suitcase. The biggest suitcase we had was full of the toys, right? There was like all the toys and a pair of socks in our biggest, heaviest suitcase.
I don't think it was that bad. No,
they
come
were
on.
my socks. It was that bad. I'm the one who packed that suitcase. You know, so, and we used a lot of what we brought with us, you know, which was really cool. So it's not like we wasted carrying it. But, you know, so we're going up to Mexican customs and they're like, we got our one bag that we carried on the plane and then 4 other suitcases. And they're like, all right. And I'm wondering what they're going to do to us, if they're going to search all the bags or whatever. You got any fruits and vegetables? No? Go on through. Oh, damn it. Right from that minute, I wish I would have brought that flogger.
I know. But I was better to be safe than sorry. And so.
Yes. Did not want to risk losing it.
Yeah. So, you know, if you haven't flown international, get your passports now, get out there and really say, you know what? We deserve this. And it is just a week full of great times. And like I said, you don't have to be with another couple. You don't have to do any swinging at all. You just be the two of you and just have an awesome,
just
awesome
for the
time.
camaraderie and the conversation and the pop-up society. Mm-hmm. You know, it was incredible.
It was incredible. You have never felt more free and less judged the minute you walk in that door. And mind you, they have a staff all around. So, but many people are walking around nude all day. No, hardly any clothing on, rarely clothing on, walking around nude all day. And the staff just, you know, no big deal to them. Loved JJ. He was.
Yeah, so some of the staff had more personality than others.
Yes, and he was funny.
Yeah, JJ's one of the waiters. He's when you're in a passion suite, you get a free couple of hors d'oeuvres and a free. They bring you. You can go down to the bar and get it, but they bring you a bottle of champagne on ice and a couple of hors d'oeuvres every afternoon in the passion suites. And the guy who brings those is named JJ. He is fucking hilarious. He grew up down there, and then he lived in Texas for like 10 years or 15 years or something. Then came back.
Vegas. He was
yeah.
in Vegas.
Yeah, but he should have been a stand-up comedian.
Oh, he did. I'm telling you, so funny. He made me laugh every day. And we should have told him about Ending the Sexual Dark Age.
Yeah, we should have.
Because he probably would be listening to it and laughing right now. But he was phenomenal. But anyway, the staff is great. And you just, the freedom that you feel is so worth every penny. Like I said, it's all inclusive. So it's more expensive, but you can eat all day long. You can drink all day long. You can, you know, whatever your needs are. It's all inclusive, and it's just a great time. And so I urge all of our listeners out there right now, if you feel like you could put a little bit of pizzazz into that relationship and need some time alone together, start looking now to get somebody to watch the kids if you have kids, and, you know, get the ducks in a row and just do it. Make it happen, because you will not regret it. You will not regret it. Like I said, if you do decide to talk about let's kiss other people or let's swing with other couples, set your limits. There's a site you go to, Cassidy, and to sign up and, so that you can see other couples and so forth that are going on the trip as well. And so there's tons of opportunity there to discuss everything before you go. We talked about stuff at great length before we went. Our trip was awesome. We had absolutely no issues, and we'd be happy to guide anybody that was looking for any kind of guidance or had questions. We'd be happy to help out.
Absolutely. And after here it is, we're almost 44 minutes talking about this trip, and I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface.
I know. Well, we can do it in another. We should probably break it up for the night.
Yeah, we can wrap it up here because we are going to be releasing the discussion group From Desire.
And then we can talk again after that. Yeah. Because, people...
we are feeling great. We are rejuvenated. I mean, we had to come back here to this frozen fucking wasteland. But, at least we do so with lighter hearts. And lighter hearts and new friends. And
the cold doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. You know why? Because I still have the warmth of desire with me. So it's okay. I'm fine.
Yep, we have the next trip to look forward to.
I'm ready.
So next time we're going to hit the ground running. It's going to be even better next time.
I was running this time. I couldn't get there fast enough. So again, thanks for listening, but truly start thinking about it.
We are rejuvenated. We are back to podcasting. We are hanging out with podcasters again, which is a very good thing.
It is.
So we have the next 6 or 7 episodes already lined up with more coming right behind them. So I know we've said this before, but I'm not bullshitting this time. Ending the Sexual Dark Age is once again open for business.
And this time, I will make sure that happens.
Yeah, so feel free to reach out to us, either on our Ending the Sexual Dark Age Facebook fan page, or reach out to myself, JV Altheros, or Shara Bono on Facebook, at JV Altheros on Twitter, and at JVS_Shara, also on Twitter. Remember to check out the SS Desire hashtag. Mm-hmm. There's much filth and villainy that is associated with that hashtag from the last couple of weeks. I am rereading sections of it, and I am being reminded of things I said that I don't even remember saying. Such is the benefit of having someone live tweeting your demos and your presentations.
Right.
But yeah, so feel free to reach out to us. We are thrilled to be back, and this be us, JV and Shara, reminding all you guys out there that sex is one of the greatest things in life, and there is always room for better.
Always.